It's 8:11. Let's go straight to the history buff from historyouthere.com, all about Ipswich. I hope you're listening, all you councillors and state politicians, because he's going to tell us about a hero who's been called a hero for 100 years, and I don't think he's the hero. How are you there, Harry P?
Oh, well, thanks, Danny. Look, you're my hero because you're sharing the story of Ipswich every week.
All right. Tell us all about this story.
Yeah, look, everyone knows John Bradfield, I think. He designed the Sydney Harbour Bridge, Brisbane Story Bridge, and his name is immortalised in the Bradfield Highway that goes across Sydney, and the other one that goes across Story Bridge here in Brisbane, the shortest in Australia. And of course, the Bradfield scheme, which you would have heard of, that unbuilt irrigation project, the water, Western Queensland, all that. And of course, the Bradfield Bridge right here in Ipswich is named after him. And there's a Bradfield Street up over in Brighton, not far from where he was born. Now, John Bradfield, although he was born in Sandgate in Brisbane in 1867, he actually grew up right here in Ipswich, of course. His family lived on Brisbane Street in West Ipswich. He went to North Ipswich State School, and then he got a scholarship to Ipswich Grammar School in 1880. He was dux of the school, which launched his career at the University of Sydney to become one of Australia's greatest and most famous engineers. But while the name Bradfield has been commemorated in so many places, it shouldn't be Bradfield at all, who it's all named after. His father, John Bradfield Sr., was a Crimean War veteran who arrived in Brisbane from England in 1857. His family came to Ipswich, where they settled in North Ipswich and later at Churchill over in West Ipswich, where his father died in 1902 and his mother in 1917. His brother Richard was a blacksmith in North Ipswich and then over at Moore in the Brisbane Valley. Look, the Bradfield family members are all over Ipswich and Bundamba and everywhere else. Now, Bradfield's older sister was Mary Maria Bradfield. She was the first of the family born in Australia in 1857. Now, she became a school teacher and from 1878 taught at Middle Ipswich State School, as well as Middle Toowoomba, South Toowoomba and North Toowoomba. Now, Mary became really sick, but continued to teach far too long for her own good, and in fact almost died at her post. But she was granted leave of absence, but was never able to return, and tragically died from tuberculosis in Ipswich in 1884, and she was just 27 years old. Now, Danny, Mary never got to see her younger brother become dux of Ipswich Grammar and Australia's greatest engineer. And that's the biggest shame, because it was Mary who was responsible for her brother getting his scholarship to Ipswich Grammar, which resulted in his top-class education. She tutored him, coached him, taught him everything. If it wasn't for Mary, her brother's achievements quite possibly would never have happened. So whenever you see the Sydney Harbour Bridge or the Story Bridge and the Bradfield Bridge here in Ipswich, we should think of not just John Bradfield, but his sister Mary Bradfield, who made it all happen, and she died so young. And Danny, this month is Women's History Month, as you probably know. You've been celebrating, I'm sure. So it's fair enough that we should now remember Mary Bradfield.
Mary Bradfield. Look, I'm going to make... Spark Dog's getting goosebumps.
It is. If it wasn't for Mary, John Bradfield's bridges would never have happened.
Well, I got to give a bit of rap to his mum and dad. They did a bit of...
they did a bit of preliminary work, but it was Mary that
they enjoyed it too, I'm told. Now, mate, you know what? I've got to do the Anzac story I've given to Channel 9, but I'm going to follow it up, the Anzac story, with Channel 9 again, and also probably the Courier Mail. And this is another one that should be followed up.
It's great.
Mary has just been forgotten in the mists of time, but hey, she's from Ipswich. We got to recall these things, don't we?
Now, historyouthere.com, you put it on Facebook. So are you getting any, feedback on History Out There?
Yeah, we are. You can see it on the website, historyouthere.com. That's the best place because you get the alerts of the news story straight away without having to rely on Facebook.
There he is.
But, of course, you can go to Facebook and you've got to download the West Bremer Radio app, too, to listen to us live every Saturday.
You're unbelievable, mate. And you get around, you got the new phone, and get around the Bremer River and you hear, whack, whack, whack. It's not Harry Peacock. It's an actual peacock that's flown up in there from Currumbin Bird Sanctuary.
it's you and Spark Dog.
Spark Dog. Harry, you're fantastic, mate. And we're going to a break because you're that consuming that we're breaking at 8:16.